There's not one white face in that place. Nor in the waiting room. There's a lot. There's a waiting area outside. There was not one white face there. So he's going to try to lead people to believe that somebody's going to drive all the way, Gilda, to Toledo, right? To take a couple of short 10-second videos and then leave and go home and spend about 50 bucks, 40 bucks worth of gas just to come in there to say, oh, I got a video, which was spread around YouTube. No, the likeliness of that happening.
Because the fiscal, the girl sitting there, they get the notes, they asking if I can take a video because that one is a practitioner. And then the fiscal said, no, you cannot take the video, you can make the notes, and then you cannot take
Well, who
a
was
video.
asking about taking a video?
The ladies there,
The
sitting, so yeah, they're taking the notes.
Oh, what are the
for-
court people?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yeah.
You can come out your phone because some of the screenshot you can read in your phone, no need to bring some paperwork, so that's all.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been established that you cannot bring your cell phone. You can bring your cell phone in the courtroom, but you can't be using it in the courtroom. That's against the law, period. I don't know. He's just, for somebody that really wants, and I'm sorry to be redundant, but, I wanted to talk about this morning after reading that comment that, yeah, some white guy came in there and
So the other guys have interrupt the court hearing.
it interrupted a new court hearing that was going on.
Yeah, is that
Right? And that's why the court lady,
Or that guy taking the video.
yeah. Oh, amazing, isn't it? It's just fucking amazing. It's just amazing. Amazing. The lies that come out of one person's mouth. The lies. Well, I understand he's feeling a sense of despotism, and I totally understand that. But what he did is make it work, because this is going to be brought up. There's no question about it. He's playing dirty, and I really don't appreciate that. Or his,
That video is taking the issue, the presentation for evidence for the police guy. The presentation for evidence.
oh yeah, when they were giving that guy was sitting down at the stand,
Yeah.
it was taking during that time. Yeah, I can see that in the picture, yeah.
Showing the evidence.
Yeah. Believe me, screen's right there. I could see everything on there. And the whole time, I mean, what's there to look at? So what I did was, I was looking at the screen and I was looking at the witness stand constantly because, well, that's all you can really look at. And the courtroom is such, there's only 3 sets of benches there, if not even that. 3 sets of benches. So he initially came in and he sat behind me. That's when he was on, what is this from? Did she just do that? Yoga?
Yeah. So.
She just did that?
Yeah.
Okay. He came in and he got a call, and it's obviously his girlfriend. Well, we were talking and I heard what he said. And yes, he was almost crying. I wasn't making that shit up. I mean, whatever. That's okay. He's desperate. His girlfriend's wishing him luck. Apparently, she asked him where he is. He goes, I'm in the courtroom. That was true. Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. Brought tears in my eyes. Not really. No. And when he was saying that, he was breaking up like he was about to, go into tears. I have no reason to make this up. I have none. No reason to make this up. Of course, he turned the story around, is what he did. Yeah. So, how sensible is that? You're going to get somebody, and if you guys want to put an opinion on here, please do. Don't be afraid to talk. I'm not going to bite your head off. What is the likelihood that somebody would travel all the way to Toledo? As I said, if you're coming from Cebu or surrounding communities, that is quite a distance to travel just to peek your head in and take a couple of short video clips of me in the courtroom? No. No. That wouldn't happen. And it wouldn't make any sense. If somebody's going to do something to go all the way, sit there and take a lot more video. Don't make any sense. Then they're going to go travel back home all the way from Toledo. No. No. That wouldn't happen. The odds of that happening. And I was very aware of my environment, no matter what direction I was looking. I did leave the room several times. One, to be honest, to take a smoke break, but combination of taking a fucking piss. I'm actually surprised I didn't leave the courtroom a whole lot more because I didn't want to leave my place when the case came up. I was quite aware of who was around me in that courtroom because I am very observant by nature. Very aware. And another white face would have shone out like a 1,000-watt light bulb in that courtroom. I know the difference between a Filipino and a Caucasian, westernized person, skin color, characteristics, the whole bit. I know the difference. What really gets me is that how do you get by in life with just constant lies? Because here's my opinion about something in general. If you're doing something wrong, you're going to lie about it, saying that you didn't do it. It's a defensive mechanism. And apparently that's, from my opinion, it's his defensive mechanism. I didn't do that. I never said that. No, I'm no overstayer. Proof that I am. Immigration's not interested in me. They only go after people that have committed a crime. I didn't commit any crimes. Well, what happened to him? Immigration caught up with him, right? Doesn't matter how they caught up with him, but they did. They did. And he got incarcerated for it. Yes or no? You remember how he just emphatically denied ever being overstaying his time in the Philippines. I think everybody remembers that. By the way, hi, Popeye. How's it going, Popeye? And then I'm going to reiterate something. I'm going to go back to something, and I'm sorry about my redundance. He made claims that he told me to go fuck myself on the way out. He never did. Because I'd be the first one to say that, because I could use that against him. That never happened. I wish he did. The only thing that I regret is that we didn't go directly to the judge when he tried to accost me in that room. That's what it was. That was considered an assault. And I will say again, till my face turns blue. So I become cyanotic. I think that's the right word. In a courtroom, you cannot approach the plaintiff in any aggressive manner. You can't do that. Many people have tried, and well, it didn't get them in a really good position if they were already in a bad position to begin with. Well, we're just kind of reiterating what happened. Barry put on a, which I got a copy of. It's not going to be removed. He put on here, I think it was community page, that wasn't me that took the video. Some white guy came in and took the videos and then went out. That's what he was saying on his, I think it was on his community page. I've been explaining to my viewers that I was monitoring the TV screen in there, which has a camera that also points the whole courtroom all the way to the door. In the seating area and in the waiting area outside, there was not one white face out there. The whole time of the trial, there was not one Caucasian person, Mazda 9. Not one, except for me. I stood out like a proverbial light bulb. Not one white face. And I began to say, Mazda 9. That it would make no sense anyway. And somebody's going to travel all the way to Toledo, which is a good distance from Cebu and surrounding areas, up the mountain, to walk in a courtroom and be there just long enough to take two very short video clips. That it makes no sense at all. That's what I'm saying on my video here, since you just came in. No sense at all. You know, it gets me, him being such a chronic liar. And historically, anyone who is familiar with this man has seen all his YouTube videos. There's not one person out there, if they were going to be honest with if somebody questioned him and said, have you ever caught this guy in a lie? The answer would be yes. Almost every show that he's ever done, he lied about one thing or another. Lied about his breakup, when everybody knew he did not break up with her. He lied about that too. And if he could lie about that, and he could lie about the fact that he was an overstayer, which he did in the beginning, I'm not overstaying, prove it. Well, he's been in detention for immigration overstay for a long time now. Combined with the fact that he does have a legal case against him, of course, for the cybercrime shed. He's a desperate man in a desperate position. But maybe if he told the truth every now and then, maybe some people would find some sympathy for him. Mr. Merciful. Hello, Frank in chat. Well, hello to you, Mr. Merciful. You get my point, folks. So he had posted this. I made sure I made a copy of it. Yeah. You shared something with me. Should I read it?
What?
Oh, okay. No one, Mr. Mercer says, no one believes the Frisbee. But an act of desperation, and this is proof of how desperate he is, he knows he did wrong. And I'm more than reasonably sure that if of course his attorney was there. His attorney was in the courtroom. Was he not, Gilda?
Yeah.
So even his attorney witnessed that when he accosted me in the courtroom. And they had just finished with our session, and they were trying to begin a new session. And he disrupted the courtroom to the point that one of the court clerks approached him, and actually one of the guards pulled him away. And as witnessed by the courtroom clerk, as witnessed by his own lawyer, as witnessed by my two lawyers, as witnessed by Gilda, and as witnessed by the camera in that courtroom. So if we have to go back and rewind the tape for that date, for the next hearing, or even before that, we can do that. My lawyer can put a motion in to find that tape and look at it. Yeah, they can do that. It's called, what is it, sequestering the judge to, is that the right word? for that thing, yeah. So you can understand why I have absolutely no compassion for somebody like this, who has continually and historically lied to every one of you people on YouTube besides myself. You're all victims. Every single one of you are victims. Mr. Merciful says, before Frisbee posted the video, Frank had already mentioned where Frisbee was. Yeah, I did, didn't I? Now, the only time that he sat down when he first came in, that's when he was talking to his girlfriend on the phone, and I overheard it because my ear ain't that bad. He was right behind me, basically. From that time on, he got up and he stood near the doorway, phone in hand. The exact angle of where me and my girlfriend were sitting, right there. It's not a huge courtroom. It's not a huge courtroom. Frank said sitting behind him and standing by the door, clearly where the video was filmed. Yeah, it's clear, it's obvious. And he's going to come on and put on a show saying, oh no, I never did that. No, you never did anything. You didn't overstay your immigration. You didn't do that either, did you? Where did that get you, lying about that? Where did that get you? It got you where you are now. I'm not disobeying any laws of the case by talking about this incident at all. Now, because of what he posted, it's a justification of his lies. It was a guilt complex because it bothered him to know that he was noticed by the majority of people in that courtroom when he went to approach me, and he denies that somebody had to grab him by the arm and pull him out. The court clerk, female, told the guards to get him out of the building because there was a new court session going on. He lied about that too. Merciful says, Frank, I know you are a compassionate man, but you cannot ever let up when it comes to this criminal. Well, I'm not going to label him as a criminal. I mean, I know my thoughts on this, but I think for legal purposes, I'm not going to call him a criminal. Let the courts decide how much of a criminal he really is, so I'm not going to make a statement to that. Yeah, I know when it comes to him, there's nothing valid that he's ever said on this show. There's nothing valid that he even denied that he was behind his girlfriend's complaint that they made about me to the immigration to try to get me deported. He said, no, that was her gig. Bullshit. He's behind everything. She listens to whatever he says. I don't know why. I guess it's really irrelevant, but she listens to everything he says. If he tells her to jump, she's going to fly. Or she's going to say, how high? That's just an opinion of mine. Why? I don't know. It's the mystery. It's the mystery that goes behind this. It's not like his girlfriend has never seen the videos of the things he's done. She's seen them all. She's seen him calling me a pedophile, threatening me, and she will contend that he's a good man, and my family loves him. Oh, come on, please. Please, enough. These are called desperate people, desperate situations, and they want to try to ruin the life of a man whose only crime is being honest and putting a YouTube channel on, who had the gonyoles to challenge people on the statements they made that I took very personal and had to, regards to my reputation. And believe me, there's long arms to somebody's reputation. There are peers of mine that maybe watch my show. Whatever remaining family members I have. There are people from school, perhaps. Look up my name and they see the videos and him calling me a pedophile. Well, this will be discussed in court. This is not a court session. And it's not intended to be a court session. So, legally speaking, no, this is not a court session. I'm discussing the do's and don'ts of a courtroom, that you cannot approach somebody like that. You ever see these courtroom videos where the guy was going to be sentenced for life and he got so mad he wanted to attack the judge? Or where disgruntled and hurt parents of somebody that maybe killed their child got up and attacked the perp? This happens all the time. Now, this was not extreme. This was considered accosting me. This was considered assault. And it will be addressed as such. If I have to get up myself and approach the judge, but my attorney will handle that. Every time he does a show, every time he opens his mouth, and again, I don't care about the redundancy of what I talk about, but this has to be talked about. You cannot bring your camera, which he's not even supposed to have. And we will talk to immigration regarding that too, guaranteed. And try to get his phone confiscated because he has disobeyed the orders of not doing shows on YouTube. So he's running scared. He's scared, the jackrabbit. He's scared. Well, you shouldn't have done what you did. You never have to be scared or worried. But as I said, for somebody who wants his freedom, who wants this to end, Jesus Christ, man, develop a brain cell somewhere. Borrow one. You can't do that in a courtroom. And everything he's done just put himself in a worse position. I don't know what the judge is going to say about this case. I have no clue. I can't possibly. Him and the lawyer got so desperate. And yes, it is about scheduling. And he lied about that too. He lied about that too. Oh, it has nothing to do with scheduling. It had everything to do with scheduling. It's called being desperate. Of course, the guy's trying to get his client out of his situation. And using scheduling? Scheduling! To dismiss the case? That's not enough reason. And there was a justification, actually, about the schedule on the last two hearings. And I ain't going to go into that because that's getting into a little deeper shit that I will not talk about on here. But yes, it is about scheduling, is what they're trying to do. Okay. Princess Anne. I got to scroll down on here. He has monetized the channel and planning to do live shows for paid subscribers. He can't even do that. He's going to use his girlfriend as justification. He's in his fucking jail cell. He's not supposed to be going on social media, folks. No.
What's that there? You already done?
Yeah, the ones in there you could take out. They were still wet because they were laying out here, and I just gave them another run. And we're gonna have to pick these weeds out here. I'll try to help doing that today. A lot of rain here has brought a whole forest in here, of weeds growing up out of the gravel. Okay, I'm trying to get. Let's see. Princess Anne said something. Hi, ceremony. It's my sweet way. God bless. Am here. Tumps up support. Have a good day. Since when's she going to support me? Merciful says, hi, Ann. Are you the YouTuber that's dating Mike Luna? And Mike Luna is someone that's very spoken. And he don't even live in the Philippines. You'll see his comments just about everywhere. Was this just a stunt to get people to pay for subscription? Perhaps. He still claims his disability was cut off over a year ago. Bullshit. Well, I never really believed that. I never really believed that. He's getting donations and plus in combination of his disability. And that's why he's able to order out from Food Panda. And it's not cheap to order out. And his girlfriend seems to be very active, going from here and there. All of a sudden, there's like a big money trail going on here. She's always out doing something. For somebody who claims that she has some psychological conditions because I harassed her and it turned her world around. Every video I've seen of her, she was happy. Dancing even in some of them. There was this one video with the red trellis she was walking through, talking about how happy life is. You see what I'm talking about? 2 peas in a pod. 2 peas in a fucking pod. She hangs on every word of him. Every word. Why? I don't know. I can speculate, but I ain't going to talk about that on here. No, sir. I have my own ideas, but not to be shared on here. No, his disability wasn't cut off. He's pulled that crap how many times now in his illustrious career on YouTube? How many times? A lot. I can't count. He lied about everything. Even lied about who hit him over the head with that bottle, and he said it was me. I can't think where he's told the truth about just about anything. Maybe the only truth he's told so far that maybe he actually did quit smoking. And if he did, that would be the only truth I've ever heard on here. At least his good partner, Mr. Zoom, claimed that he wasn't smoking. Although we hear him constantly, with his throat, clearing his throat, well, that could be the after effects of quitting smoking. It could be damage that was caused from the years of smoking since he was 8 years old. Yeah, I imagine he has damage. I mean, I would imagine. My lungs aren't the perfect thing in the world, but I'm nothing like him. What happens when you're smoking a while, folks? You can't move your mucus. You got these little hair-like substances called cilia, and that's what moves the mucus out of your body. So when the cilia die and break down, and when they're completely gone, you have a hard time moving your mucus. And you can't expect to, you can't expectorate. You cannot move the mucus, so you're constantly, yeah. When do you hear me lately doing anything like that? In fact, my sinuses have been holding up pretty good too. Like right now, that's real. I have to sniffle because I have allergies, proven allergies. And I have what you call a postnasal drip. And that means the mucus goes in the back of your throat and you gotta go, you gotta clear it. Well, I've lived with that a long time. It's not really a big deal to me. But that's kind of how it works. He's been smoking a long time, since 8 years old. Damn, I can't picture an 8-year-old smoking a cigarette. But there's a lot of countries you'll see that, like on videos having to do with regional cultures, and you might see children so small smoking a cigarette. It's not an unusual thing to see in some countries, actually. Okay, I got to read this. Mr. Merciful, and I'm just reading the comments here. I'm not going to be responsible for the comments here, and I'm not going to say yea or nay that I totally agree. Mr. Merciful says, as soon as he doesn't need her, he will screw her over. Okay, well, I'm reading your comment. Maz9 says, so now he's claiming to running a monetized YouTube channel while in a Philippines jail? Yes, he is. The judge would probably be interested in that. Look, everything's going to be brought up. I'm paying my lawyer, and it's not for sitting there, okay? I've already talked to him about this in the car, on the way home, and when I got home. He's aware of the situation. He was witness to it. His partner in his firm was also there, so 2 lawyers were there representing me. Those are 2 witnesses, court clerk, Gilda, myself, of course. the judge himself, because that's going to be on camera, and he can't be able to deny that. He could deny anything. He could deny any fucking thing that he wants to deny. Doesn't mean it's the truth. You know, they say the truth shall set you free. My own personal opinion, I don't think he's capable of the truth. I just really don't. I just don't really think that's even possible. There are some people that are just chronic liars. They can't help it. Like I said many times before, it's kind of like a nervous tick. You can't get rid of it. Neurologically, you know, you can't get rid of it. I used the example of Tourette's syndrome. You ever hear these guys, and although people laugh at it all the time, they can't help it. Someone with a form of Tourette's, and I believe it would be Tourette's, that they'll say something like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, or something really nasty. And they don't mean to say that. But neurologically and so forth, they can't help saying what they do. As alarming as that might be, when you meet somebody with Tourette's, for example, he would get quite offended if you don't know that the person has Tourette's and he doesn't really mean what he say. But this is not a situation. He doesn't have Tourette's syndrome. Now, I'm sure everything was created to get a reaction from me, to further his channel, and now that they're advertising that they're monetized. How are you monetizing a fucking channel? And he can't say and deny and say that it's his girlfriend's channel because it's Shaw and Barry. It's Shaw and Barry. How do you deny that? I know there's some people that are basically sick and tired of the whole thing, of hearing this crap, and there's some people that absolutely enjoy it. Because, well, drama is drama, and some people live for drama. I'm not a person that lives for drama. I don't like drama at all. Some people kind of get off, almost literally, on drama. I wouldn't be surprised if they ejaculate to it. I mean, nothing surprises me on here. By the way, did I say hi, Popeye? Okay. How many lies can one person make and expect his viewing audience or anybody else to believe him? It's like the boy who cried wolf. After a while, nobody believed him at all. Nobody. He cried wolf so many goddamn times that nobody could ever bring it. So when something did happen, they didn't believe him. Boy was crying wolf all the time. There was no wolves around, but when a wolf did come around, he had no help. Nobody believed him because he lied. He lied. Yeah, the judge will be interested in this. We'll make the judge interested in this. Oh, he claims he has other surprises coming up. Well, present them. I'm game. And I know he's listening to me. And I will give him a direct message. You are a fucking liar. You took the goddamn videos in that courtroom. The exact position of where he was standing for 75% of that hearing. Right there. And the only other time he sat behind me when he first came in. And then somebody came up to him and said, "Where's your lawyer?" And his exact words were, "No, he's on his way. He'll be here." That's when he got a phone call from his girlfriend, and I overheard the conversation. He was practically crying and going to break out into a cry. "I love you too." She asked him, "Where is he?" He said, "I'm in the courtroom." And then, the emotional thing came in on there, played a violin music and etc. You got to understand, his girlfriend is the only one that's really standing behind him. And realistically, that's all he really has. It doesn't matter if somebody donated to him. They're not emotionally involved with him. So when all you got is one person that has been coming over there, giving you food and giving you emotional support, You're going to get emotional because there's nobody else that would do that for him. Bottom line it out. That's what it is. Bottom line it out. So yeah, he posted. I'm sure many people see it. He'll probably take it off a little bit too. I'm pretty quick on this stuff. He could take off anything he wants, but I'm ready for anything he puts on there. And we got a printer here, and we copy everything. Wait till you see the screenshots we have here. That's going to be coming out. Not on here, but in a court it will. And whose channel is it? It's supposed to be Shaw's channel. His girlfriend, that's her name. Charisma, that's her name. Shaw's Life in the Philippines, we got that too. Now it's Shaw and Barry, and it's always been Barry. And he tells her, come on, we got to monetize this channel. I got to make some money here. I'm in deep shit. I'm in deep doo-doo. So she listened to him. What did she put on her channel? I don't know, a picture of a rock, a video. No, that's a video. Get watch hours. Something very mundane. Well, it's still a video. It's watch hours. And that's the whole idea. To get monetized, you could have enough subscribers, but if you don't have enough watch hours, you can't get monetized. And really, what do you make on YouTube? Nobody's really getting rich on YouTube. No bananas. Banana Man. Bye. Okay, girls. Enough. How many people out there are just sick and tired of this crap? How many people are sick and tired of this guy's lies? They never stop. They never end. And then he sits there and wonders, swilling in his soup of sorrow, why he's in this position. Well, it's pretty obvious why he's in this position, because it's called not having the capability of shutting your mouth. Where has it gotten him so far? And I know he's listening, and I'll direct it to him. Where has it gotten you so far, sir? Where's it gotten you? Nowhere. Look at your situation. Oh, he's worried. Oh, you bet he's worried. He figures he's got a whole future. He's going to get his girlfriend to come to America. He'll live happily ever after, get married. How's that possible? Let's say that he gets a sentence. Will he outlive his sentence in order to go back and get deported? That's another question. He's not in the best health in the world. Is she going to hang on that long for him? That's another question. Life goes by real fast, folks. What is she, about 40 years old now? If he gets 10, 15 years in jail or something, she's still going to be waiting for him and wasting her life? Well, that's up to her. My opinion expressed. I wouldn't. I'd have to say, go about your life. It's only fair to you. You can't wait out somebody that's going to be in prison, if they were, for a long time. That wouldn't be fair to the woman, would it? Because life goes on. You know, you might want to have babies, you might want to whatever. Although he claims that he has a vasectomy. Then he says he don't. They're talking about making babies. Well, how do you make babies with a vasectomy? I don't know. Hell if I fucking know. You can't believe anything this guy says. And as I said, whether you're pro me or you're against me, you all know the truth of the situation. You know his capabilities. You know it from history. You know it from watching his videos. Mr. Merciful. Putting Frisbee behind bars has saved so many Filipinos from getting abused and used by the Frisbee. Okay, I'm not going to make a statement to that, but thanks for your comment. I mean, how do you live what you say? I don't understand it. I'm one of these people that I get a lot of remorse. If I ever told a lie about something, I got a lot of remorse for that. I find it very hard, especially to tell somebody that you love a lie, because that shit catches up with you eventually. I can't do that. That's me. I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night at all if I was a person who just got by in life by telling lies all the time. Telling lies can get people into trouble, legally and otherwise. But my famous statement is that it all comes out in the wash. And it does, eventually. But like I said, I don't know where this is going, but the ability to present evidence introduced into the case to the judge as to his outburst in the courtroom ain't going to help him. As to taking videos of us in the courtroom, that ain't going to help him either, and he knows that. Oh, he knows that real well. He's worried. Of course he is. Well, he shouldn't have done that. It's just that when you do something over and over and over again and it doesn't get you where you want, what's the definition of that? You do the same things over and over, expect a certain result, and you never get that result. In fact, it winds up working against you. What do you call somebody who does that? There's a name. There's many. Oi. It does get tiring. It really does get tiring. The majority of the trolls out there, although they seem very adverse to me, it's really the opposite. They know what situation he's in. They know what he's done. But because they might be adverse to me for whatever reason, because maybe they were blocked on my channel, whatever it might be, then the guy has the gonyoles to come on his live show, which has been recorded. I'm quick on that shit. If I know he's doing a live show, I at least get another camera ready and I record it. Name, title of channel, the whole bit. Of course, he took it off. He said, I'm leaving this on, but he didn't leave it on. Where he said in that video, he said many things in that video, that if it wasn't for the guards, that, he would tear me apart in that courtroom. We got that too. Another one. And another one. Oh my God. Well, he's saying that people that go after young children, making reference to me, this is what got him in trouble in the first place. He never ceases to amaze me. Never. I've been around a long time. I've heard people lying to me. I heard people lying to other people. But I've never seen anything as consistent and persistent as this guy. I have not. Not in my lifetime. I've never seen anything like it. How do you live life just telling lies all the time? Some people get by in life that way. Oh, I've been framed, Your Honor. Someone else did it. Yeah, like somebody else came all the way to Toledo. And that's what the show is really about. The logics that somebody is going to travel all the way to Toledo, as I said, is not a hop, skip, and jump from Cebu City and even other communities. To come in a courtroom for a minute and take 2 short videos of me and my girlfriend sitting in a courtroom bench. Who's going to buy that? And then his statement was, there was one white guy that came in. Well, the camera will show that, the court camera. And I was looking at the screen the whole goddamn time, very aware who was in the courtroom, what was happening on a witness stand, or whatever was going on, because that's where I was looking. I would know if a white guy came in. He claims it was white. There was not one lily white face in that courtroom or the waiting area outside in the hallway. Nobody. I am observant. And sometimes I get curious if I see a white guy, I say, what is he over here for? I'm very observant. An out and out lie. Trolls, Palaboy says, trolls are quiet. I know they are. I know they are. You want to say hello to Popeye, everybody? I'm sure he's simulcasting this broadcast. Everybody say hello to Popeye on here. Talk about a guy that has more time on his hands than most. There you go. Wow. They talk about me. Now, I'm not as sedentary as people think I am. Mr. Merciful says Frank has always had his supporters. I know that. But see, sometimes some people don't want to openly support me because they're afraid of being attacked by the trolls. I know I got a lot of supporters out there. Even the trolls are my supporters. They are. But they don't want to show it to anybody because they figure they're going to be attacked by their other good friends. And God forbid. Okay, that's what I had to say this morning. Maybe enjoy the rest of my tea, and I got to figure what I want to have for breakfast here this morning. I'm certainly not going to do any more granola, and I don't want to get into that. Why? I'm not going to eat any more granola for a while. Let's just say it was an interesting trip because of that granola I ate. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Because I had quite a bit of granola, actually. It had raisins in it, had fruit and nuts and all that. I was picking on that stuff. I had a whole bag of that shit as a snack between meals or something. Just guess. Take a wild guess what that does. And I was even coming home, too. Let's stop at that CR. I suppose it's kind of funny, but it wasn't really funny to me. I didn't need that many stopovers for that reason. Mr. Merciful asked the question, how are you feeling these days, Frank? Back to 100%? No, I still got to go for this procedure. I just came back from Cebu. The urologist got the fluoroscope, which is kind of like x-ray equipment that goes along with this little get-up where they use sonic waves to break up kidney stones. And they just haven't installed it yet. So I just got back from Cebu. I'm not going anywhere for at least a couple of weeks. I'm just not going anywhere. I'll handle it for a couple of weeks. It's not easy having a stent in there because you got to urinate very often. And it almost feels like you got a bladder infection when you don't. It's that kind of feeling you have to live with all the time. It's not very comfortable. And every time you take a piss, your fucking kidney hurts because it's like, what happens is when you got a stent in your ureter, I'm going to talk to this. We're not going to turn this into a medical show, but when you have a stent, it's put in for a reason. And so what happens is when you go to urinate, it's kind of, you get this backflow of urine that goes first back to your kidney, then comes out, which is not a good thing, really. The kidney doesn't like that. So the kidney will react, and you're going to feel the pressure in your kidney every single time you urinate, mostly. So it's not really comfortable. So I guess that's a long form answer, how I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm okay. Yeah, say hello, Popeye. Talk about somebody who has time on his hands. Amazing. Just amazing. There's nobody out there that doesn't amaze me. Truthfully. I'm amazed at all the trolls out there. How much time they have on their hands to copy my shows, to edit things. For people that are claiming that they got this wonderful life and they're doing so many things, how could they? If they're too busy waiting for my show to come on, too busy editing my shows, posting my shows, talking about my shows, they got a lot of time on their hands. Mars9 says hello to Popeye. Mr. Merciful says hello to Popeye. Mr. Remember when what? Yeah. Yeah, I know, it's pretty sad. Hey, I'm not extremely active, traveling here and there, but I'll bet you I do a lot more activity than these people do. Such as flying circus. as an example. I'm amazed. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you record me all the time. Baby, I'm amazed that you got all this time on your hands. Tommy Boy. Hello, Tommy Boy. When's the last time Poppy had a woman? I have no idea. I don't think it was any time too long ago. That's his own personal life. That's why he has so much time on his hands. If he had something to look forward to, besides, bingo and occasional going to the casino, well, he wouldn't be spending all his time making YouTube video skits and editing and all that shit, and setting his phone so that every time I come on here, he's aware of it. He'll drop everything. He could be in the middle of a shit. He could be in the middle of a fucking big old shit. And he'll drop everything just to go, I gotta record this, I gotta record this. That's pretty sad. I don't know when he had a woman last. I don't really care, to be honest with you. All I know is I got one. You don't. And that goes for, there's a number of YouTubers out there that are in that position. No names needed to mention on here. You know yourself. What am I going to eat here? What am I going to eat? Certainly not any more granola. Not today. Not for a while. Oh my God. I like kind of a crunchy cereal. They're not all good for you though. Everything, there's sugar in there somewhere. Carbohydrates, which turns into sugar. It's, if you had to listen to everything that you hear on the internet, all these doctors, medical shows saying, don't eat this. It'll cause this. Somebody comes along and says, no, it's perfectly fine to eat that. No problem. You've got to make your own decisions and do your own research as to what is good for you. I suggest everything in moderation. That's all. At this point, that's kind of where I stand. Everything in moderation. We came home with donuts from Krispy Kreme. I've had 2 of them since we got back. I gave in. But you see, the thing is, I don't do it all the time. I don't drink any soda whatsoever around here. I don't drink any juice drinks because they're loaded with sugar. I don't. Not at all. I don't eat candy bars. Very rare. I even touch that. But if you had to listen to every doctor on there, they're going to say that you have an early death warrant. Well, we all going to go at some point. But if you had to listen to the internet, the smallest things they make a big thing of. We all have calcification and plaque in our arteries, period. If you want to really find out, hey, I'll give you one good health tip. How's that? And you don't have to be my age, you don't have to be 60s, 50s, it don't matter. It's called a CIMT test. And what that is, it's an ultrasound of your arteries on each side of your neck, your carotid arteries. That test is going to determine. It doesn't cost that much. And I should have spent more time in Cebu because it just eluded me, really. Because I think I need to get a referral from a doctor for that. That's why I couldn't just walk into a diagnostics place and order one. A lot of places, they want some referral from a physician. You get a CIMT, and what that does is it'll tell you how much plaque is in your arteries, and there's several types of plaque. There's something that's more solidified, hardened, and there's something more liquidous. You don't really want either one of them, but you don't want the one that's more liquid. And the whole idea of a CIMT test is to determine whether you are a candidate for a stroke or a heart attack. So make a note of it. Make a note of it, as Curly says. Make a note of it. Maybe I'm saving your life. Might be saving my own. So I guarantee the next time, I don't think this lab that I go to in over up in Bantayan town, they have a fairly good lab there. I'm going to see if they do, well, yeah, they got ultrasound. I don't see any reason they can't do a CMIT. That'd be a really good indicator of where you stand. You know, you see these guys, I hear them, you know, these older guys too. And actually, when was it? There's this guy. Where did I see him? Oh, it was in the mall. It was in the mall. It was in, I think it was Ayala Mall. And there's this guy, he was over middle-aged, tall guy. I'm certainly at least 6 foot. And he had this belly that was so fucking, kind of like he had a Ricky belly. And I'm thinking, if I was a doctor, a heart specialist, and I'm sure these doctors automatically, they can't help it. They make their own personal assessments when they're out and about, they're in a mall, they're on the street. Being a heart doctor, or being a doctor that deals with diabetes and stuff like that, they automatically, I mean, I'll guarantee you it. You could look at somebody and tell what are the problems they're going to have. Metabolically, they are all fucked up. And if they're regular drinkers, they're really fucked up. It doesn't just affect your liver. It affects your kidneys and every other organ in your body. So I'm looking at this guy, and he had like a Ricky-sized belly. And anybody who has an extended belly like that, it clearly will indicate you have what you call a fatty liver, number one. Number two, you're probably at least pre-diabetic. And your insulin levels are probably just whacked. It will also tell you that the guy probably has a lot of plaque in his system, because obviously he eats too much and most likely is not eating the right foods. Let's see. About 20 years ago, when his wife left him for a black man, well, it doesn't make any difference what color the guy was. Popeye had lied to everyone and said she died. Pathetic. No, she didn't die. She's running a, what state is she in? She's running a food store. Produce, fish, and all that. She's doing very well. In my understanding, she's very happy. Can you blame her? Get away from him? The best thing she ever did. No, but I heard she's doing very well. I got my resources, believe me. No, she never died. God damn. People live with this shit. Popeye's probably one of the biggest antagonists on here, man. But like I said, when you have too much time on your hands, you go fucking loony, man. You actually go loony. Sometimes you develop multiple personalities disorder. This is a guy that wishes me dead, wishes everybody dead, and he tries to justify it. Like he's going to live forever. He already has to use a mobility scooter, so what happened with that? That's why he don't go on camera, because, well, he doesn't want anybody to see what he really looks like modern day. And doesn't want to show anybody that he has to get around with a mobility scooter. And Nico screwed up on that one. Everybody makes a mistake every now and then. And wind up spilling the beans that he has. He said, so what if he needs a mobility? He says, it's not a regular scooter he goes on, it's a mobility scooter. So that came out of Nico's mouth. So why would Nico lie about that? Because that would be something that would be kind of used against Popeye, wouldn't it? But Nico, with the big mouth that he has, you know, he wound up slipping, like slipping a fucking disc. Ouch, right? Trolls are pointing out, Swampcast, it's a one-sided, what now? It's a one-sided fraud. Refuses to post videos of your many victories. Well, they're not going to do that. Mr. Mercer says, correct, Frank, I heard the same. She's running a grocery store. Popeye lives in his parents' old house. Yeah. It's not his house, I know that. Lies, lies, pure lies. Does anybody in here tell the truth besides me? I don't know. I don't know. When I do tell the truth, I get attacked for it. Look, you can tell when somebody's lying. If you've been listening to me all these years, you know whether I'm bullshitting or not. The only time I ever bullshitted anybody is when I choreographed certain things in the past, okay, to get a reaction. And boy, I got a reaction for several things. More than several, yeah. Boy, did I get a reaction. Yeah, I've choreographed stuff on here left and right. Other than that, besides putting out the hook with the worm on it to get a reaction and expect the reaction that I expected, which always worked every single time. I always got the reaction. It's like they try to bait me in thinking that this is that and this is that, or who died, or this or that, and they didn't die, or whatever it might be. You know, I take it with a grain of salt, like everybody else should. Mr. Merciful says, correct, Frank. I heard the saying, yeah, she's running a grocery store. Okay, yeah. Hi, Popeye. Robert. Mr. Robert Clausen, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Popeye? I don't know why he's so fascinated with the corn, his shit. Are things that bad that he's got to eat canned corn? And what happened to his spinach? I'm not concerned about the corn in my shit, but he seemed to be pretty infatuated with the corn in his shit. God takes all kinds on here, doesn't it, guys? Baby, I'm amazed at all the fools that are on YouTube. Baby, I'm amazed at all their lies. Everybody's going crazy. P. Diddy. Oh my God. World is going crazy, guys. But I'm going to tell you something, straight up. Do not accept, I repeat, accept. If you run a YouTube channel and somebody, they don't just call you a name like you're stupid or something, okay? That's nothing. But when they go as far as doing something that is going to destroy your character, your reputation, and they don't just do it once. You could almost even forgive them for even once for being angry and saying something they didn't mean to say. Maybe you could excuse that, okay? But when somebody repeatedly says the same thing over and over again on a majority of their shows through a number of years, that's not something you could turn your head to. It just isn't. And that's what's going on here. And he denies that he got his girlfriend involved to put that complaint on me from immigration. Emphatically denies that, but we know better. The man simply wants to get even. It's retribution. This is being addressed. It absolutely is. Don't worry about it. We, meaning me and my attorneys, will handle anything that comes up, one way or the other. But like I said, there's ramifications on what you do. You really gotta watch what you do. The court outburst of Mr. Jordan, that ain't gonna help him out. The videotaping, that's not gonna help him out. And everything else that he's done, it's not gonna help him out. Then you ask yourself, why does he do that? This is a man who confesses, and the only part of the truthful things he's ever said is he's not particularly happy in his situation. I think we all understand that, don't we? But how did he get in there? That's the initial question that needs to be asked. He put himself. Okay, I don't want to be too redundant here. We all know the history. We all know why he's there. We all know what he's facing. Like I said, the rest is really not totally up to me. People might say, how come you're not going to show any compassion for the guy? Well, come on, dudes. We've been over this how many times? We've been over this so many goddamn times. Yeah, Mr. Merciful says that I've noticed too, and this is directed to Palaboy, that Swampcast will never post any live that Frank does with good news. Yeah, exactly. You know, people generally learn from their mistakes, right? Human nature. You would certainly hope that they do, but not everybody does. Sometimes maybe there's some self punishment going on. I don't know. I don't know the psychology of this person. I could say a whole lot of things on here that I can't say and I won't say because of the legalities. As you can see with my broadcast, I'm being very careful what I say. I think before I say anything on my show. But some people just don't learn from their mistakes. That's the difference. If it's not getting you anywhere in a positive direction, maybe you should stop what you're doing. He does not is not supposed to have a phone anymore. Even the warden addressed this, and immigration did. But he just kept on making videos even when he got the charges on him. Then he comes on and does a live the other day, which he said, I'm going to keep this on, but he took it off when he got scared. Well, I have to tell you directly, sir. You took it off, but doesn't mean it's gone. I've got it. Nice try, but no cigar. He can't help it. He wants to vlog so bad, it's killing him. He wants to get on there and just run his mouth, and he did. On that last video he was live, he ran his mouth, and he made several mistakes on that video that can and will be used against him. We got plenty of time to present evidence. There's going to be a time that I have to testify. Well, I get the chance to say what I need to say. Of course, it's usually being cross-examined. Well, be examined by my attorney, then eventually his attorney. But the truth always comes out. It always does. Everything, the dirt comes out in the wash. Palaboy. Swampcast is now considered as run by an idiot, zero credibility. Trolls are mocking Swampcast. Yeah, I think it's getting to that point. Then John Blaze claims that he never donated money to Barry. That's an out-and-out lie. There was a $1,400 payment that U.S. dollars, not pesos, that he gave to Barry. And not to mention anything else. And John Blaze is one of those people that were writing immigration and all that crap. Why doesn't he concentrate on his girlfriend, or is she your wife? Remember, he's the guy that gave me $600 to help fight Mr. Jordan. Which is it, Larry? Then turns around and starts supporting him. So which side of the fence are you on? You see, Larry does this for attention. Not many people come to his show. As you can see how many subscribers and how many people actually come to his show when he puts a show out. Not many people come. It's pretty obvious if you go to his show. Yeah, he's another antagonist besides Brevis. Brevis, who's been very quiet except for putting in an occasional comment because he's been found out. They all got skeletons in their closet. And Brevis was found out. Aloe is trying to take the credit for that, but that is not true. I'm the one that wrote Aloe de Vinta about this and showed the PDFs for court. Then he comes on the show acting like he's the one that brought out this information. No, I did. I want to get this straight and perfectly clear. Aloe did not originate this information on Brevis at all. I actually wrote him. Merciful says Swampcast has no connection to the Philippines. He said he's never even visited before. I have no comment on that because I may have information that you're not aware of. But there's certain information I will not put out on here. That's my ace in the pocket. Sometimes I get a little bit too open when I talk about. I know I've done that. There's certain things now that I'm aware of that I'll keep to myself unless I need to use it and pull out that ace. So I know all about Brevis and what happened with him. I'm not to call him by his real name. Okay, anybody have any other questions before I conclude on here this morning? We've already said hello to Popeye. You're welcome to ask any questions. If I could answer them, I will. But I got to make breakfast. I'm not sure what the hell I'm having here. See, no matter what I eat is either unhealthy or because you can eat all the eggs you want. They're fine. Don't worry about the cholesterol because your body needs the cholesterol to function, blah, blah, blah. Your brain is made up of a lot of cholesterol, etc., and so on. Potatoes, you can have potatoes with it. Well, carbohydrates, and they turn and break down into sugar and spikes your insulin levels, and you don't know what to eat anymore. So maybe we should all join the cows and just eat grass. Yeah, but they sure seem to have a lot of time on their hands, don't they? Merciful. All right, I truly got to go. I'm just going to leave off with this statement. The truth is not necessarily going to set you free. But understand something about a courtroom and a trial. If they find out all this time that you have been lying, that you've been perjuring yourself, they could add extra charges in there. I don't know if you're all aware of this. Because if you're in trial and you got somebody, you're taking them to court, and they are emphatically denying what they did, and then evidence proves that they're lying, the judge could turn around and say that we're going to get you also on perjury because you emphatically lied and say you didn't say this or do this. So the judge does all the math on his paper in front of him, goes by the rules, and he adds an extra year or two, whatever he does, for committing perjury in his court. Remember, he's God in that courtroom, and he could do anything that he wants. Anything. So lying to a judge, lying to your own lawyer, you have to be honest with your attorney because that's the only way he can help you. So if you did wrong about something, you need to tell your attorney that so he can address this. But to lie to your own attorney could only work against you.
Oh, he didn't even say goodbye.